Good morning. I hope everyone can hear me. We're going to go ahead and get started. So you could be sitting in a chair or you could be on the floor. So we're going to get right into it today. So take that comfortable seat. Again, you're going to be sitting on the edge of your blanket or your chair in a nice upright posture. Let's roll the shoulders up and away from the ears. And we'll drop the nose down toward the floor. I'm just going to take a few breaths to really connect with our being today. How's the body? How's the mind? And how is the breath in the body? Just trying to take a sense of where we are right now without changing anything and without making any judgments about where we are, sensing and being with what is. And then we'll start to lengthen out the breathing. So it's trying to draw the breath down into the belly. And even around the circumference of the rib cage, feeling the lungs expand on the inhale. The whole body starting to expand with your inhale. It's really sensing the breath flowing through the body. On your exhale, whole body contracting and releasing. As we start to really get an awareness about where we are, what our current state is, we might start to sense where we'd like to go with our practice. What would we like to change? And what would that change feel like if we were already in that new state? How would the body respond? How would the mind feel? And as we start to get a sense for where we would like to go, just opening up to the possibility that that can happen. Take a couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, open the eyes and come back into your space. Let's start with some neck rolls. We'll drop the nose down toward the floor and then circle with the tip of the nose, the biggest circle that you can make. I'm gonna pause in that direction. Let's circle the other way. And the next time the nose is toward the floor, we'll pause there and then lift the head. We'll bring the left hand down or onto the chair, right hand up and over, a little side bend. Inhale up and over to the other side, right hand down, left hand up. Inhale back up to center. I'm going to take both hands back by the hips. You can grab a hold of the chair if you're on one. Draw the shoulders back and lift the chest up toward the ceiling, tipping that pelvic bone a little bit forward, maybe coming into a back bend. On inhale, we'll come on back up. We'll interlace those fingers, press the hands forward, elbows straight, and then hands up and over the head. We'll bring the hands back down, change the interlace of the fingers, and then press the hands forward and up. Bring the hands back down. We'll take the hands to the hips or the thighs. We'll start to circle at the hips. So really rotating at the hips and not the head. So the head and neck are neutral. Let's draw a little circle here with the torso. I'm gonna pause there, circle the other way. And come on back to center. We're going to take a turn to the left, twisting around the spine. Inhale back to center and exhale other side. Inhale, we'll come on back to center. All right, we're going to work our way into hands and knees. So if you're on a chair, just work your way down. You can pad your knees if you'd like. And of course, make sure that you're got your hands shoulder width apart, knees are hip distance apart. You can have get that padding if you need. When you're ready, we'll cat-cow, tailbone up, chest up on your inhale, belly drops toward the floor. Exhale, arching the back into cat pose. So back and forth here. Next time that you're in cat pose with the arched back, that will be the last one. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. And take those hands forward, still shoulder width apart, fingers spread. You're going to bring the hips forward in line with the shoulders and the knees, half plank pose. So if this is too strong, just take your hips back a little more, coming back in the hands and knees. If it's not strong enough, then I'd like you to tone those muscles of the arms, draw the shoulder blades back toward your heel, toward your knees, and toward your hips, shoulders down and back. And if it's really not strong enough, tuck your toes under and see if you can lift one or even both knees off the floor, coming into a full plank. If you do just one, you're coming into 3/4 plank. Making sure you're not sinking the hips down, so strong in the abdominals. If you're doing just one side, switch to the other side. Otherwise, you're just holding half plank, 3/4 plank, or full plank pose. And if you got your left knee down or up, you're going to bring that back down. Now we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. Reach back through your feet, tops the feet down, tailbone down, shoulders down the back. Lift the head and the chest, cobra pose. Pause here. Lower back down to the floor, abdominals in, push up to that half plank pose. I'm going to bring the hips back toward the heels. I'm going to walk your hands back as well. I'm going to take your knees wide and tuck your feet under. I'm going to come into a balancing squat. So the toes under. I'm going to walk your hands back and lift your knees up. And so from here, you're going to start to work your way up. You might have your elbows on your legs. You might be able to lift up to the top of the head. Bring your hands to your heart or maybe out to the side. Balancing squat, just finding maybe where's your edge today. From here, we're going to work our way up to standing, any way that works. Clear your mat off if you've got something on it. Coming on up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Rooting down into the floor. We're going to bring the arms up and over the head, palms together. Crescent pose to the right, dropping down, extending through the arms, shoulders in line. Inhale, back up through center, crescent pose, other side. Inhale, back up to center, release the hands. We're going to root into your left foot, pick up your right heel and circle at your ankle. So you keep the toes down, just making circles, or make sure that those circles come all the way up into the hip. And pause there, circle the other way. You might get a little snap, crackle, pop going on in the toes or the ankle. And then we'll set that foot down. We're going to come to the other side. So rooting into the right foot, lift the left heel, other side, circling. You're making sure that that comes all the way up into the hip. We'll pause that direction, go the other way. And then coming back to center, rooting that foot down. I'm going to bend the knees, bring the hands to the knees, circling here. And pause there, go the other way. And then coming on back to center, come on up, hands to the hips, hula hoop. And pause there, go the other way, hula hooping. And then coming on back to center, it's twisted around the spine, just let the arms do what they will. Coming on back to center, bring the hands to the lower back, fingers toward the floor, tailbone forward, lift the chest back, bend. The further back you go, the more the tailbone has to come forward. Abdominals in, we'll come on back up. We're going to reverse Uttanasana, standing forward bend, coming on down. If you can't touch the floor and you don't have blocks close by, you could just let your hands hang. And inhale, and take a deep bend of the knees. Come on up for a chair pose. Arms up, tailbone down, abdominals in. Knees bent. Breathing here. I'm going to release the hands and straighten the knees. Going to take that right foot forward, left foot back for warrior one. Let's square the hips toward what's in front. Front knee bends, right over the ankle, back leg straight, tailbone down. and arms up over the head. I'm going to bring the hands to the shoulders. I'm going to circle here going forward. And then we're going to speed it up, faster circles. Coming back to your slower pace. And then release the hands together at the heart. Do it into your back foot, lean forward and turn. Revolve side angle pose. Reaching through your back foot, lengthen the spine, breathing. And inhale, we'll unwind back into a warrior one. Release the hands, back foot forward, front foot back, switching sides, warrior one on the other side, left foot forward, left knee bent, tailbone down and arms up. I'm going to bring the hands to the shoulders, and remember we went the front direction last time, so we're just circles going backward this time. Starting slow. And then we'll speed it up, faster circles. And coming back to the slower speed. And then releasing the hands together at the heart. Root into your back foot, lean forward and turn to the left. Revolve side angle pose. And inhale, we'll unwind back into that warrior one. Release the arms and step the feet together. I'm going to work a little bit on tree pose. I'm going to do some balancing work. So you could be near a piece of furniture to use that as your support. You could have a chair. I'm going to root into the right leg. I'm going to pick up that left heel, turn the knee out. Now try to keep this out while still keeping your hips level. Bring that foot up anywhere you'd like. It could be on your shin, it could be on the inner thigh. Finding your challenge, place hands wherever you'd like. Breath is flowing, all those little micro movements in the foot, the ankle, and the leg. Come on out with control. You're going to find your left foot now. So if you need to move to come near your prop, you can. The left foot down, right heel up, and knee out. And then finding your placement, inner shin, inner thigh. Breath is flowing, gaze is soft. Focusing on what you're doing. And we'll come on out with control. Good. All right, let's come into standing wide leg forward bend. So you're going to come onto your mat. Make my camera come down. And if you are not able to touch the floor, then have a block on your mat. You're going to be turning sideways so that you've got your full length of your mat. You're going to be taking your feet wide, heels out, toes in, and feet are in line. So if you need to be near a wall or furniture, please do that. You want to make sure that you connect your feet. You have strong feet, strong legs, toning up into your hips. Now here, your upper body should be free. In fact, go ahead and kind of move around, twist around, leaning forward, leaning back. See how strong your legs are. Feel that strength in the legs. You can do anything you want with your upper body. It doesn't matter. You're not going to fall over. Why? Because you're pulling in up from the floor into the core. All right, let's come on back to center. From here, let's take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers, and then try to straighten your elbows. So as you do that, your hands may come down toward the floor. Strong feet, strong legs start to tip forward. As you come forward, lifting that tailbone up toward the ceiling. You can keep coming forward here. When you find your max, you might start to take your hands up toward the ceiling. So start to take your hands over your head. And remember, your legs have you.
But if you feel unstable here, go ahead and release the hands down to your block or the floor. And if you're okay here, you're going to keep your hands lifting. Legs are super strong. And now we'll release the hands. Everyone will release the hands down to the floor or your block or a chair, whatever you're using. From here, we're going to come into the twist. I'm going to take the left hand right under your nose or a little bit toward your right foot. Either way, it stays down. Right hand comes up toward the ceiling. On inhale, we'll unwind, and if you went over to the right, you're going to go over to the left. Otherwise, you're going to stay center. Right hand down now, left hand up. On inhale, we'll unwind, coming back to center. I'm going to heel toe your feet toward each other into Uttanasana, standing forward bend. And then we'll bend the knees to come on up to standing. Okay, we are going to be using a blanket. We're going to come down onto the floor. And what I want you to do with your blanket is I'd like you to fold it up so that you have a pretty big pad. You can also use a pillow for this. So work your way down onto your mat. I'm going to have your folded up blanket or a pillow that's, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches and 3 or 4 inches thick and firm. You're going to sit in staff pose. You're going to start sitting on the floor with your legs extended. Now, if you're a little rounded, it's okay right now. It's okay right now, but try to lift up. And what you're going to do here, I'm trying to give people time to get here. We're going to take your, take your right hand down. You're going to lean on to your right side. So you're going to be leaning on the right side, left hip comes up. You're going to grab a hold of your blanket, take it underneath of that left hip, really as far under as you can get, just the left side, and then you're going to push your way up. Now, here's the hard part. Push into your right hand, come all the way over to the other side. So I'm balancing here on my left hip, which is supported with the blanket. Left leg is straight. From here, bend your right knee. Now, if you can, reach down and grab a hold of that ankle. Point your toes. Really point your toes, ballerina style. Pointing those toes, pulling that leg in. And you gotta roll your way back down, setting the top of your foot on the floor. And if you were all the way down on the floor, you'd be on the floor, not your foot. So your foot is just to the outside of your hips. And that top of the foot is down. You might feel this strongly in your ankle. Now, if this is way too strong and you're still like way up here going, yeah, not gonna happen. See if you can slip a little more padding into this left side. So you're a little higher on that side. You want to try to get your hips mostly level. If this is hurting your knee, you can lean back over, grab a hold of your calf muscle and roll it outward. So you roll it outward, pulling it down and out of that back of your knee joint. And then see if that gives you any relief at all. You could also, if you're getting knee strain, you could add more padding on your opposite side. That'll just lift you a little higher. You could use a block and a blanket. That's one way. That'll take you way, way up. If you are way, way up with a block and a blanket, you're up here, then grab a second block. Because what we're going to be doing is coming backward. And so if you're way high, I like you to take a second block behind you so that you can come back like this. If you're down on just your blanket without that block, then bring your hands back behind. We're going to be leaning backward. So as we lean backward, I'd like you to push your right knee down into the floor. So I want you to lengthen that quadricep, lengthen the muscles there. This is half reclined hero pose. On inhale, we're going to walk the hands back in. If you're on that block, you're going to push back up. And now we're going to try and come forward here over the extended leg. And it doesn't matter how far, you kind of just come with control. If you have that block behind you, move it forward so that you have something to hold you as you come forward. Some of you may be able to come all the way down and drop your nose down toward your knees. Maybe you can get pretty low here. On inhale, we'll come on back up. Now, to get out, it's opposite the way you got in. You're going to roll over to the left, release that right leg behind the knee, and you're going to fall off your blanket on that side, coming over to the other side, moving your blanket around. Roll onto your left side, pad the right side as far in as you can there. And then up and over, all the way over to the right side, right leg straight. Bend your left knee, point the toes and set that foot down. So the top of the ankle is down on the floor. Doing that rolling of the calf muscle if you need more height, do more height. If you're using an extra block, you've got one behind and one underneath. All of those options. Have a reclined half hero on the other side. When you're ready, you're going to start to walk your hands back either on the block or on the floor, pointing your left knee down toward the floor, lengthening out that quadricep. On inhale, I'm going to walk the hands back in. If you have the block behind, use it forward. I'm going to come on forward over that extended leg. Inhale, we'll come on back up.
To get out, roll onto your right side, release your bent knee side, being kind to that knee. Fall off your blanket, rolling over to the left. Remove the blanket, turn aside. I'm going to bend the knees and work our way down onto your back. Knees bent and the feet on the floor. Once you're here, you're going to work your way into a bridge pose. Walk your feet in close to your hips, hands down by the sides, tops the shoulders down. Push into the feet, lift those hips straight up toward the ceiling, bridge pose. Breathing all the way uphill, up into the belly. And slowly lower the hips back down to the floor and pick the feet up into happy baby pose. Hands between the knees, grab a hold of the shins or the ankles and kick the feet up toward the ceiling. You might rock back and forth, side to side. And bring now the soles of the feet together. If you can grab a hold of your ankles, do that. Start to pull your feet in. Knees out to the side. This is a reclined Baddha Konasana. It's a version of reclined Baddha Konasana. There's another one with your feet on the floor. Release the feet here. We'll bring the feet down to the floor, knees bent. And then we'll extend the right leg long and take the left foot to the right thigh. Right hand grabs a hold of your knee and then rolling across onto the right side, knee toward the floor. Left shoulder stays down, opening the chest toward the ceiling in our twist. And inhale, we'll come on back to center. You can bend the knees, feet on the floor to make sure the spine is center. Then extend your left leg long, right foot on the left thigh, left hand on the knee, and cross the knee across the body to the left. Right shoulder stays down.
Inhale, roll on back to center. We're gonna extend the legs back long now for Shavasana corpse pose, and make sure you're comfy. Hands down by your sides, either palms up or palms down. Shoulder blades a little together on the back, so you can push into your elbows to draw the shoulders together and set them down. Eyes are closed or soft. So allowing the whole body to relax. You can stay here as long as you like if you want a few extra minutes. But when you are ready to move, just coming up slowly, trying to keep that sense of peace and calm. And I thank you for joining today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.